Hey, Meeks. Good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, cool, there's some people on YouTube. I couldn't see you. I had it covered up or something. Succubus, great to see you. Chuck McNorris, Rimbles, Tilting Windmills. Near Zero Battery. Let's move this thing out of the way. Oh, I should have had this ready. Where's it at? Where's it at? Hey, Crystal. Good to see you. Who else has come in? Who have I missed? Instant egg rolls. Jarab. Whisper quiet. But I have I'm set at like 150% on, I don't know. Let me see what I can do. Turn up the mic. Okay, maybe that's, oh, now I'm getting like an echo. Now I'm getting like an echo. The sound effects were much louder. That's just, I don't like this. This feels like there's a lot of my voice. Let's, it's better though. Okay, well, welcome to Shark Show with Sarah Shark. It's gonna be a real shark show. We have our first guest coming in all the way from TikTok. Yeah.
Shalom.
Elohim son, are you over 18? And I assume you're like Christian or Jewish? What's that name?
Jewish, I guess. Yeah, Messianic Jewish.
Oh, okay. Messianic Jewish. So like a Christian.
There's a difference, but yeah.
What's the difference?
The difference is that we reject what's an act. The name that was given in Acts for Christian, there was nothing in the Bible name saying Christianity. So we reject that, but everything else is pretty much similar. And so certain aspects of it is a little bit different.
So,
like
when people ask you if you're a Christian, you think they're asking, are you something that's defined in the Bible, or do you think they're asking, are you something that most people think is someone that follows Jesus Christ?
So it's when I hear the question, it has nothing to do with what's biblical. So, and also we go
right. It has nothing to do with the Bible. It actually has everything to do with communication and understanding each other. You doing this song and dance is actually telling me a lot about you and how manipulative you are and how like you don't want to actually engage in things.
Are you gonna calm down, or are you gonna have a conversation?
I'm having a conversation and I'm not upset. Do you see that's the manipulation again, folks? That's he's trying to gain control of the conversation again. Because I don't know if you noticed when they came up, they immediately started talking because they wanted to gain control of the conversation. And then they said, I'm a Messianic Jew, because I think that they wanted to like create like this weird conversation around that. Probably something anti-Semitic. Are you actually Jewish, or like what is your background there?
Oh, you're done? You're done monologuing? Okay, so I'm an Israelite.
What does that mean? You're from Israel?
No, I'm an Israelite though.
What does that mean then?
Oh, that means I could trace my lineage back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob.
Interesting. And so you've done that?
Well, obviously, I've traced it back, so yes.
How have you done that?
How have I done that?
What's the noise about? Are you jerking off or something?
Would you like if I was to say yes?
No?
Okay, so I'm not doing it.
That's what you're doing, though?
No.
Why did you say, would I like it? Why did you ask me that? Why didn't you just answer honestly?
Why did your mind go straight to jerking off?
Because it sounds like it. Because it's this rhythmic, like vibrating noise, and it's like this noise.
Yes, I'm actually in a plant right now. So
what? You're fucking a plant? You're fucking a plant?
I'm in a plant. I'm at work right now.
You're at work?
In a plant. Yes.
What are you supposed to be doing instead of this? It's really productive. This is what Christianity offers, by the way.
Sorry, that was my boss.
Put your boss on.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, why is that?
Because he's doing something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this like what you do at work? You get on TikTok?
Yeah, sometimes. It gets a little boring.
Right. What are you supposed to be doing?
I do mechanical engineering, so...
Huh. So, like, you must have a degree and everything. You must be, like, actually pretty educated, right?
Yeah, you could say that. I've been indoctrinated.
Well, obviously, because you're a Christian. But, like, I'm
not a Christian, though.
I'm sorry, do you follow Jesus?
Oh, I explained this already.
No, you didn't explain it, actually. You said a thing about how the Bible doesn't actually... Shut the fuck up.
Jew,
all right.
And
you've got no manners. You didn't explain it. You didn't explain it.
Excuse me, sir. Okay?
This is exactly what I expected. This is why I put this topic up. We don't have anybody else in the box right now. I'm going to try something. Really quick. Let's see here. Is it going to work? Oh, weird. Okay, now I got to push the button. Undergoing maintenance? No, it's not. I own the website. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Where do I need to go to do this? I have so many browser tabs open. If anybody else wants to come up and talk about, you know, if Christianity actually offers anything, I'm willing to listen. But I think it actually makes people really awful. You know, it makes them like that very like, oh, thank you, Elohim, so I can block you. I can block this person as well. Like, it's weird that people come in and they say, like, you should end your life. I'm upset about this. Just leave. Like, I don't understand. I really don't get it. I have never gotten this. I have never understood this. Even when I was a crazy Christian, I would go to like Christian chat rooms and stuff, right? I'd go to religious chat rooms, religious talk, and I'd talk about stuff. But I wouldn't go somewhere and just like crash out and just be like, I'm so mad. And then like they have to like resort to misgendering me. That's their big play, everyone. That's their big play. That's the big get that they have for Jesus. is that they're going to misgender me so that they can feel good about how hateful they are. Hey, user bunch of numbers, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Why, when it offers nothing?
Why do you think it offers nothing?
What does it offer?
I would say the best explanation for reality.
Weird. How would you say that? Why would you say that?
Because without, for example, their no God view results to lack of explanation.
Lack
With
of
a
explanation
God,
of what? Reality?
Contingent things.
Contingent things. What does that mean?
Contingent things are dependent, right? Contingent things exist in the universe. The universe is the collection of contingent things.
Okay, I believe the universe
Without
is not
God, you
contingent
don't
itself.
Pardon?
I believe the universe is not contingent. It is a collection of contingent things that are contingent on it being a collection of contingent things, but they are not contingent on anything else except for the whole.
Okay, so is the whole made of parts?
Yeah?
Okay, so it can't be non-contingent.
If something is made of parts, it can't be contingent.
Yeah, gotcha, right? So I'm not even going to do this rigmarole, right? It just is the...
Okay. You're going to have to calm down. I'm addressing what you said. I was thinking for a second. That's what means. I was thinking. I don't think that you're right. So a whole is made of parts, but a whole doesn't have to be contingent on something else. You can go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, so great. If something is made of parts, it's dependent on those parts, i.e. contingent. Gotcha.
Okay, so you're saying the whole is contingent, the whole is contingent on the parts, and the parts are contingent of the whole, but it's not contingent on anything else.
Sure. That's
Sure.
fine.
So your God is not real. It doesn't exist within reality because reality is contingent upon the parts of reality, and parts of reality are contingent upon reality itself. Your God is outside of reality, doesn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah, so that set of contingencies would fail to actualize as the set of contingencies is contingent.
The set of contingencies would fail to actualize as a set of contingencies is contingent. Why do you believe that they are contingent on something else besides themselves?
Yeah, because you can say, okay, there's a set of contingencies.
Let me put it this way.
Exists.
I believe everything is contingent upon space-time and the laws of nature, right? I think those things have always existed. Stop talking. I think those things have always existed, and they are not contingent upon anything else, but everything else is contingent upon them. Why should I believe otherwise?
Yeah, because space-time is contingent.
On?
Space-time changes.
What does that have to do with it being contingent? Maybe I misunderstand.
Yeah, because it can change. And
listen, you're going to need to drop the attitude. Hey, fuckface, drop the attitude. Stop being so arrogant. Listen, you need to stop being so arrogant. I'm having a conversation with you. If you think you have something to offer, acting arrogant doesn't make it seem that way. Everyone can see through how transparent you are. I've invited you to unmute.
Okay. So, yeah, space-time, because it changes, right? For example, maybe you hold to this, maybe you don't. And when you say space-time, are you referring to a manifold?
I think I am. I'm not much of a science gal.
Okay. So, again, if you're just saying it's a manifold, then what is space-time?
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand. I could look up the definition. What are we asking over here?
You made a claim that everything is dependent on
Space-time is a mathematical and physical model combining 3D space, length, width, height, and 1D time into a single 4-dimensional continuum. Rather than separate entities, they are woven together, allowing objects to move through space and time simultaneously. Einstein's relativity shows that mass and energy warp this fabric, creating what we perceive as gravity. So I don't think this is dependent upon anything. I don't think this is dependent upon anything to exist. And I don't know why I should think that. And you haven't told me why. All you've done is ask me to define things. Can you please give me compelling evidence that you have something to offer?
Yes. So something that changes, right? You brought up Einstein, warping of space-time.
I did bring that up. Fucking make your point. Jesus fucking Christ. I know what I said. What do you have to say?
Yeah. So because something changes, it is also dependent on change.
It's dependent upon what?
And parts within the.
It's dependent upon what?
The parts that make it change.
It's dependent upon the parts that make it change?
The change is dependent on the parts that make it change. Yes. Making it contingent and not non-contingent. So
I should have put up the no Philbros sign. I didn't put it up because I thought I could handle this shit. You people are fucking brain dead. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm brain dead.
Please be a little more clear about this shit. Chat, am I out of my mind? What's going on? Hey,
basically,
Ron Lother.
What I'm saying is, space-time does not meet the sufficient conditions to be non-contingent based off its changing properties and parts that can make it change, making it dependent.
Why would something changing make it dependent? I don't understand that part. You're not explaining it.
Yes, because if I can change something, right? If I can twist a key, right? I break a key, right? That key, it can change on another part. So a part can make that.
So you're saying because something interacts with space-time and it changes because of the space-time warps and it creates gravity, what we perceive as gravity. You're saying because of that, it's dependent upon the other things inside of it, and that makes it dependent upon God?
Yeah, so something that is non-contingent must be unchanging.
How do you know that God is non-contingent?
I never said he was.
Oh, so he changes.
No, I said God. I would believe God is non-contingent. I never said it, though.
Fucking awesome. Are you for real?
Yeah, I'm for real.
Does anybody have any real fucking, discussion they want to have? I can't take this shit. I shouldn't have done this. I'm not having a great time. These people are so fucking stupid and it makes me so angry. They're so arrogant. And they control everything. And it just drives me insane. Hello, XDB Punk. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm crashing out. I'm doing terribly, I think. But
I don't blame you.
Okay. Well, why is that?
Because I agree. Christianity does not offer anything. I honestly think that we as a society, are going backwards because the fact we have Christianity.
Holy shit! Thank you. Yes. I mean, I know that a lot of people believe this. I know a lot of people agree, but it's good to hear it sometimes.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's gotten worse. I typically don't have an issue with Christians. If they're good people and they don't want to force a religion on me, I'm okay with that. But the MAGA Christians are the people I can't stand, because not only are they arrogant, they refuse to accept any factual evidence of anything. And talking to those kind of people, it's honestly, you would get more entertainment talking to a rock. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't it sucks because it's basically Christianity is fractured into these weird sects of there's the MAGA Christians that are just extremely doesn't contain I got a violation probably for visual static imagery. Yeah, that's whatever. They're mad because I won't turn on my camera. I don't know, I guess that's ironic, trans-day visibility. But there's the MAGA Christians, there's these Philbro people that honestly, they're just looking for a way to feel relevant and to feel that they're smart. And it's very frustrating because like it's not intelligent sounding, it's not interesting or fun. It's cool for like 2 seconds, and then you go like, well, hold on, let's actually talk about it. And then they get really arrogant and they act like you're crazy or stupid for not following. And it's like,
Yeah.
I've never seen a non-contingent thing, and I'm not sure that there is anything, but I can just say that the universe is non-contingent. Why do I believe your God is contingent? And then like, I'm sorry, I'm crashing out over this guy again. I try to leave it behind.
It's bad. Like they're so delusioned by what they're taught that they don't know reality anymore, and that's the big problem with that. Like again, I don't have a main issue. Like I support the right if people want to do that, but people need to remember that at the end of the day, that churches are a business and they're tax exempt, so they don't pay taxes. And where I'm from Utah, and so the Mormon Church here, just to be a member of their church, they require you to pay 10% of your income, because they're taught that you have to like pay to get into heaven, which doesn't even make sense. So it's crazy on how people will try to tell you that that it's not a cult, or that it's not a bad thing, and it's like, no, you're in a modern day cult. And it's like that with pretty much every religion, in my opinion. Like I don't have an issue with people like if they want to be religious, but like when it gets to a point when people start teaching it as a fact, and then they just want to brainwash more and more people, that's the problem right there. Is it's not a fact, it's just a belief. That's why you have the faith of being a Christian. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I came out of the cults a little while, and it took me kind of like a while of just kind of like gradually integrating into reality, I think. Stepping away from the church, not having so many church friends, and then like going and, moving to a city, having no friends. Everyone's, who knows what the religion is. I'm at work or whatever. And so like a lot of the stuff that I learned about Christianity is just like not true. And it just became more and more apparent. And then and when I kind of had this view of like, well, I think most people probably go through this if they're Christians. They'll figure it out on their own. It'll get out. It'll be fine. And then I started seeing this shit online, and I was like, oh no, this is what it was like. This is what it was like. And I'd forgotten what it was like. I'd forgotten like the feeling of like that I am against the world, and I am like surrounded by demons and evil people. And like, this is not a thing. There are Christians that are like these people that aren't saying these things. That's the problem. I was that person. I am white. Someone in the Dr. Rect Beats or something asked if I'm white, I think. And it's weird that they did that, but I wanted to call it out because I think we should keep an eye on that person. So yeah, it just, in my mind, I'm kind of like, I think that people should believe true things. This is very clearly not true. It leads to really bad ideas of how you should treat people. Like it's like built around these ideas of like authority and submission and obedience. And I think those are like really bad ways to live your life. And it really leads to the kind of situation that we have now, where everyone just gives in.
Yeah, and it's very easy to control people, because that's all it really is when it comes to religion, is control. And that's why so many people are easy to control, because a lot of those people are born into it from their parents. And that's why there's so many kids out there when they grow up, turn 18, they have to go no contact, or they just end up resenting their parents because their parents refuse to have a relationship with them because they turned away from God, even though, again, God is a faith. Like it's not, there's no evidence that says that God's real. It's just within your faith if you believe he's here. And so many people that's why there's so many born again Christians, because they do something bad, they feel guilty of it, and then because they need forgiveness, they turn to God, and then all of a sudden there's some pure-hearted human being, and then they're the same people who are telling gay, trans people that they're delusional, even though that they literally are delusional. Saying something that isn't real is real. And it's crazy to me on how people can genuinely think this way and live every day in life. Like you have to like believe in God to be a good person. Like it baffles me. It truly does.
It's hard because, like, when I was a Christian, right, like, I had to basically, like, I when I found out I had a friend and he came out to me, I cut him off out of my life. And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't really know why I'm doing this, but it's like I'm told that I should. And
Exactly.
then, like, it's just like it didn't make any fucking sense. And I'm so glad to have reconnected with him now because, like, it's just like, why did I do that? It made no sense.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what it is, and like a lot of ex Christians in general will tell you it too. Because again, a lot of them feel like they have to believe in these things because they don't want to be looked at in a certain way by their family or by the church. Because again, a lot of these people are born into it and they just don't know it. And then one day they just wake up and enough is enough. And then that's when they finally leave the church and, you know, they stop believing in that kind of stuff, which I think is really good that a lot of people do that. Because not a lot of people do, and again, like as I said before, like if people still choose that life, I don't have an issue with it. It's the people who try to make you look like you're a bad person because you don't believe in their God or you don't believe in their faith, and that's the issue right there. Is when it starts to be pointed onto people that they're bad because they don't support or believe your religion, and that's the bad reality of it.
Yeah. I think it goes even deeper though. Like, I mean, I agree with you 100%,
100%.
but I just think that it's really weird looking back because I remember feeling like it's really funny too. Like the Matrix is used basically as this allegory for everything, anything that anybody wants it to be. It's anything
Right.
that feels like it's is like is like a weird controlling situation, but like it's sorry, I think you're gone or something. But like it's funny because it's actually about like an allegory about being trans. But as a Christian, to me it was about being, you know, trapped in the world. And then out of Christianity, it is, to me, it feels like Christians are still trapped in the Matrix. So like it's always that storyline though. It always feels that way. And so that's, I think, part of why it's hard to know sometimes, right? Like I've been thinking about this a lot where it's like, I think a reason that Christians hang on is because they feel like, oh, well, you're just doing the same thing that I'm doing. Like you're just going off of vibes, you're just vibing it, and you have no idea what you believe, and you haven't figured it out. And so I'm going to like, you know, I'm just going to stick to my thing because, you know, because I think it's all the same. When they don't realize like there's actually a progression of like, ironically, discernment of like understanding the world and figuring out how to like read people, how to tell like what's going on with yourself. Like all of this stuff takes like a ton of introspection. It's really hard. Christianity doesn't give you that. Christianity says, you know, take it to God. God's going to fix it. You're just doing something wrong. You're an evil, sinful person. It never says like, you know, think about why you did this. Try to figure it out. Try to change. It doesn't actually come at you with that. One of the big problems with it is that it's like doesn't offer you like the kinds of introspective thoughts that actually change somebody. It gives you a framework for submission to people. I also want to thank the mods. Thanks, Tip Seeker, but I want to thank the mods, TP Seeker. Thank the mods on YouTube, especially because I get a lot of stuff over there that I think you all got to deal with. I appreciate our last guest coming up to talk. So I wanted to talk about my website that I've been working on. And then I clicked the button to transcribe, and I don't know what's going on, but it's in some sort of like some kind of a switch is off or something I need to look at. Broaden out beyond TikTok. I did broaden out beyond TikTok, actually. I put a link to I have a Discord thing. So people on YouTube, I keep forgetting to talk about it, and I need to like pin it. I need to make a comment and pin it. I have like a Discord that you can come to, and I could try to talk to people there. I did it once, and I mistakenly had some text channels, and I had given too many permissions, and that was a very good idea. Keep mocking him won't change the fact that in your heart, you know he's the way. Logic Loop. Oh, my appeal was approved. I've never had any appeal approved ever on TikTok. That's crazy. Logic Loop on YouTube. You could be my first guest in Discord if you wanted to talk. The anger that comes from y'all when I said that. Don't do Discord either. That's fair. I probably should figure out a different thing. Discord is, I'm really worried about where it's headed, where it's at. Preston, Christians want to be told how to think and affirmed that everything's black and white. It's true. I've had to work very hard on my black and white thinking. Free for talk? I'll check that out. Would love to debate you. I can set up my Discord right now. Okay. Is your debate? I guess I am a little concerned that your debate's just going to be like, well, the Bible says that you're evil and you know that God is real. Like, that's not going to be interesting. You could do that once or twice, but after a little bit, it's like, I know what the Bible says, sweetie. Logic Loop, you're looking for persecution. Do you understand that? Language learning platform. Okay. Thanks. We go free for talk. The best website of practicing English speaking, easy to find a conversation partner. What? Interesting. Logic, they just see fresh meat. Like, you don't get it. It's not that, like, you're special or that we feel some weird, like, inner turmoil. The atheists come here to pick on the Christians for the large part. I'm sorry that you haven't figured this out yet. Like, to some degree, like, I am trying to get people to change their minds. But there's a bunch of people that are just crazy. They're never going to ever change their mind. And so, mocking those people is very fun. Because they're gone. Like, their brains are mush. Logic Loop, and I think that you might be one of those people. Logic Loop, I would love to know if you know even one of Jesus's rules, because Jesus is Yahweh, and his rules are like 116 or 114 or something. Full sober user, he's an ex-Muslim, and your type of engagement is very appropriate for ELLs. I don't understand what you mean. My type of engagement is appropriate for ELLs. Extended language. What did you call it? Like, it looked like it's for practicing English or practicing language speaking. I wouldn't want to like use up resources for something that's for that. My live's been visibility restricted. I'll just click appeal. Hey, Tahir. You missed it earlier. I was very upset. TikTok should allow content like mine. Thanks to hear. Yeah, I don't know. I had a couple of guests, and they were frustrating me, and like, Stuff is very difficult right now. So I'm probably was like, being a little shorter than I should be because I'm not keeping my shit together well enough. Logic loop. I'm not sure if you understand. When there's like one Christian and 25 atheists, you'll get 25 acts. It's just a matter of like how your enunciation is great for ELL. You have an uncommon cadence but excellent pronunciation. I'm a teacher and that's a really good platform for you. That's interesting. I thank you. Thank you. Christianity absolutely offers something. What does it offer? Godzilla God King? Offers comedy. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Somebody would say like, thank you to here for the belated Trans Day of Visibility. I think I still have a little bit of time on my side of the coast. And thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate them. Ken and Paper and Egg Rolls and Andrea and Lathe of Heaven and Mr. Zeke. Preston. Thank you. Forgot to do the it's just to hear, I think, sharing it with me. Do not disturb. Okay. It is Trans Day of Visibility. Want to make sure I'm here? Look how mad they get when you mention Jesus. Oh, thank you, Godzilla King. Godzilla God King. These people are so lost. You can only pray for them. They have so much hate in their heart. Oh, they're ban evading. Amazing. I don't know how Carbon is doing. I think he's looking for a liver, right? If anyone knows their blood type and want to, especially if you're a Christian, you could, give him your liver, and then God would give you like better place in heaven or something, I think. God isn't imaginary. If you want to know him, you can find him. DM me if willing. Thanks. Yes, DM to here if you're on TikTok. I don't know if you're on YouTube how you can get a hold of to here. Let me know. I'll figure it out. You could tell they have hate in their hearts, has hate in heart. Yeah, it's very funny the amount of projection that Christians have, and it's something that I think comes from being like very insulated. It's like you don't really. Oh, hold on. I think somebody's at my door. 1 second. Sorry about that. Oh, what the fuck? Cable is all over the place, catching on things. No, I don't. No male callers. I don't have any gentleman callers. I don't swing that way. But yeah, every time they do insults to projection, every single time. And I think it's because of like just being insulated, being told by everyone around you that you're correct, and you're all just kind of like constantly like going through it. I have a lot of heart in my hate, Ken and Paper says. That makes sense. Yeah, I can see it. Thanks for humoring me. What's the purpose of this stream? Mostly to show that how Christianity offers nothing. That people should leave it. It's a cult. There's no real reason to like adhere to it, spread it around. I say too much. That was one of the notes that my communications teacher had. Cut out the audible pauses. Hey, Sonny. The age-old question, what is this even about? Over 35 years, Stephen? Why would you stay in it? Why you're breathing? If y'all could see how that was written, you'd see how that's funny. I exercised. No, why'd you delete? I want to see what this says. It looked crazy. I exorcised the unclean spirit. What does it say? Oh yeah, it's just like, it's just nonsense. They're probably a bot, in fact. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. It's really hard to tell, right? Which I think is very funny because Christianity is supposed to be like, they're always telling me, well, if God interfered, we'd have no free will. And you want to be a robot. And I have no way of knowing the difference between a Christian and a robot. I do not know what the difference would be. AI has made it so it's really hard to tell between a person and a robot at this point. But like before, even without AI, Christians are just like, they're just repetitive. God interferes every day to limit evil. Does he get tired or like distracted? Why doesn't he limit it more? That's a weird way to think about it. So like, this is part of the problems, right? Is like, I guess maybe this is how you've stayed a Christian, is maybe you don't believe that he's all good or all loving or all like omnipresent. Like if you take away a bunch of that stuff, then it becomes a lot more reasonable that he even exists. Oh yeah, Brent, tilting was not making fun. That is how I've started the show in the past. Tilting's a great friend, I guess. They're here all the time. Pen and paper with the I apostrophe. I agree. Hate to hear. Oh, I meant to say this. Oh, you know Tilting. Okay. Brenta, do I know you? I don't know that I recognize you around here. I meant to say, if anybody on TikTok or Discord or like is able to go into Discord or whatever, wants to be like like ride in a sidecar on my show, be like a guest host. I'm actually kind of looking for that. If you want to be my best friend, that would be pretty cool. I've honestly been really jealous of Joel and Mezzo's best friendship. I'm being very serious. Since the moment that they became best friends, they mock him because he knows he's truth. I don't know. Who knows who's truth? Not a cult. Hashtag not a cult. Where do I put in application? Just come up on the live. I am, Sonny, taking applications for StarCross Buddies. You're all welcome to come up. They're a buy-in fee. You just have to be like supportive. Probably agree to most of the stuff that I say, right? Which is going to be difficult because I get dark. No, you don't have to agree to what I say. But I'm hoping to find people that there's like a rapport. You have to be rage baiting. No way somebody can be this delusional to say that Christianity offers nothing. Scenario stories, are you a robot? Scenario stories 1, I'm like, as I say the words out loud, I'm like, oh wait, I think maybe. Joined 3 weeks ago and you already have like 200 subs? That's pretty decent. Dark I can do live is spooky. To hear it would require that you'd come on the live. Yeah. Why would someone mock the truth? 2 + 2 = 4. I mock that. You withdraw your application. I'm not supporting you. Yeah, I was looking at your channel because like the way that you speak is indistinguishable from like a random chatbot that just says whatever, is next in its list of things to say. You do get to wear a cool shark helmet. It is difficult. You'll have to also wear a big shark suit, but it comes with the helmet. But you have to look like an entire shark. It is part of the thing. Where does logic come from if not God? Logic is how we describe reality. Christians, if you don't know, the problem is that you're seeking the attention and persecution. You can just leave. People are talking to you because there's so few of you here, and this live is about talking about Christianity. So we're trying to like engage with you, and you're like, I'm like the belle of the ball. You're just one of a few people in the chat. Like that's the thing. That's what's special about you, that you're one of few. It's not like who you are or Jesus or anything like that. Can I be certain of anything? No, I don't think that I can. My Blahai is on my bed behind me. Will that help? That will definitely help. Definitely helps. How dare you talk to me in my chat room? I don't want to see you or your child ever again. What did they say? Your child? Textbook attention issues. Scenarios over there like so happy. They're like, everyone loves me. Stephen, you've been pretty sincere. You don't look like you're looking for persecution or attention, but I do wonder why you'd be a Christian so long. Can I be certain of being uncertain? I am uncertain. 10 minutes of attention. Thank you, Succubus. I'm sorry, TikTok. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. I think you're right. Sorry, TikTok. I'm ignoring you, and now we've got like 8 people in TikTok land. Nothing's going on, and I can't get... I guess I could like debug this. Let's see. Why would this be happening? Live transcription is currently undergoing maintenance. What in the world could that mean? I've never even seen this. I'm gonna be real. I vibe code now. I'm sorry, everyone. It's just who I am now. So this is coming from, I'm getting a... So this message is when it's disabled, but it's not disabled. So a precept got you on that. Let's talk about being certain of what I'm convinced of versus being certain of a thing. Yeah, I could be certain of things. That's a good point. Wait, let's talk about being certain of what I'm convinced of versus being certain of a thing. I don't know what that means. Oh, no. I don't think that I have a twisted understanding of any of this stuff. I was a Christian, so like I understand it from the perspective of a hardcore believer, at least like as a Protestant. Don't understand it super well as a Catholic. Mostly understand it from like a, non-denominational, on fire Christian sort of thing. I can be certain of my own mind, but not of other ontological claims. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's that thing, right? The only thing that I know is that I'm experiencing something. Yeah, like Terrible Name says, I think most of us have a pretty solid understanding of the Christian God. It's like, I know this God way better than I did as a Christian, because as a Christian, you don't read the book. You don't really engage with what it's saying. You don't really look at it. How would you be saved as a Christian? I think it's that you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ in your heart and you profess it with your mouth, and you will be saved. Is that the verse, I think? It's been a little bit since I've thought about that one. So that's how I would say it. Catholics, I think, have taken a different view of like works, saved by works. It's very close. Yeah, that's how I remembered it. Yeah, actually, now that I'm out of it and I know a lot more about the scriptures, I actually don't know what it would take to be saved. Because even Jesus says, many will say, Lord, Lord, I keep getting restricted and I just appeal it. I don't know, it keeps happening. Sorry to keep saying that. I think that verse about Jesus saying, some of you will say, Lord, Lord, and I'll say, I never knew you. It makes it very hard to tell whether or not you are saved, because it's like, well, what does this mean? Because I profess with my mouth or whatever. Hello, Prince of Zion. Are you over 18?
Yes.
What was that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Are you speaking from like a subjective point or an objective point?
Christianity offers. No, I don't think it offers objectively nothing because I think it offers a lot of bad things. So this is more of just like a colloquial, like there's just nothing here. There's no reason to take it up, right? That's kind of what I'm saying.
So, like, would you say that the overall message of any religious structure would be like your eternal destination?
Would I say the overall message of what?
Of any religious structure would be your eternal destination?
I'm not sure. I don't know enough about other religions.
Okay, fair enough. So, like, specifically with Christianity, do you believe that via its structure that it's pointing to a specific eternal destination?
Do I think that Christianity is pointing to a specific eternal destination? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It seems to imply that there is eternal life, and that if you refuse or reject Jesus, you will go to a place of weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's described as hellfire, a lot of like burning place or whatever. But there's a bunch of like different takes on it. I would say the Bible does posit this.
Right. And as far as like the good side, I mean, I guess for just lack of a better term, like heaven. Or something.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be so one-sided. There's also heaven.
Right. And would you say that the God of the Bible also, offers specifically this eternal destination?
Yes, but it isn't real, so it's not a real offer.
So just with that, would that be subjective or objective?
So did you understand what I said earlier?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like you said that...
Why are we back to this question? Why are we back to this question, though, is the thing that I'm confused about. Because I answered this question. I told you that this is colloquial. I think that it offers bad things, like a false hope in a heaven that doesn't exist. So, yeah, I think that it offers bad things. But I didn't put that. I put it offers nothing. And if you have a problem with that, we can talk about something else. Why is this an issue? Why do you Christians have to like come up here and do this like word game nonsense? You offer nothing. Do you see how you're doing it right now?
I'm not even doing anything.
You're not doing anything. What does your belief system offer?
It offers you peace. It offers you eternal life. It offers you a better way of living.
Those are lies.
Well, that's subjective.
No, it is the truth. There is an objective reality. Christianity is false. It offers nothing but false hope. It is reality. My saying that it offers nothing might be a subjective thing. Like there are things that it offers, but it offers bad things.
Like what? Name one.
False hope in a heaven that doesn't exist. The thing I keep saying.
That is subjective.
No, it isn't if it's not real. Prove it.
Okay, the God of the Bible came down, manifested in flesh in history. There's actually historical proof of this. The God of the Bible. Okay, even
show me that historical proof.
Any historian that you pull up will say that Jesus Christ existed.
That's not what you just said.
That's the God of the Bible. Who do you think?
That's not what you just said. Yeah, show me that the God of the Bible, show me that the God existed.
Yes, Jesus Christ.
That's a person. I agree that he probably existed. I'm not a mythicist. I'm fine with that. You made a claim that he came, that the God came. When you say the God of the Bible, are you only saying like Jesus existed? You don't actually mean Yahweh?
I'm saying that Jesus Christ is Yahweh.
Right. And what historians have proven this?
Anyone.
What?
Even Bart Ehrman will tell you.
That Jesus is Yahweh?
No, he will tell you that Jesus Christ was incarnate, that he was a real person in existence.
Thank you, Brenta. You're right. Okay. Prince, I'm sorry. I'm being a little hostile. Jesus, yeah, I agree. Jesus existed. But like, what does that have to do with Christianity offering anything?
Well, look, just for, and like I said, I come up here. I mean, no malice. I'm just, trying my best to answer your questions.
No, you're
It's
doing
just-
fine. You're doing fine. Sorry.
And so, like, pretty much, it's just like, if you're gonna say that it's not real, we already have an historical foundation basis for our God actually.
No, you don't.
entering-
You have a person. All you've done is say Jesus was lived. That doesn't mean any of the things that he said even were said. Discord link doesn't work? I'm sorry. I'll fix that later.
Even for his geographical location from where he was born, right? Like, even historians will use the Bible to depict that his geographical location was Bethlehem. And they only know about that because via the Bible, it says that the Messiah would come from Bethlehem. And even in the New Testament
It
writings,
doesn't say that.
Yes,
It doesn't
does.
say that.
In Micah chapter 5, verse 2, in the Old Testament, it says that the Messiah would come from Bethlehem.
Let's read it. Micah chapter 5, verse 2. If I remember correctly, it does not say that the Messiah will come from Bethlehem, but let's see. Micah 5, 2. Let me get it up on the screen real quick. But I could be misremembering this. Where do I have it? Sorry, one sec. I have too many. Oh, maybe I have to add the source again. Keeps getting erased. Oh, this is a real shark show. Every time it's a shark show. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let me crop this. John, know that you could put your what do you call it? Your tabs on the side in Chrome. It's really helpful. Okay, the ruler from Bethlehem, but you, O Bethlehem of Ephrathah, who are one of the little clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to rule in Israel, whose origin is from old, from ancient days. So it doesn't say born, it says come forth from, and Jesus didn't rule in Israel. So why would I think that this is about Jesus?
Well, specifically, it says one who is to rule in Israel.
Uh-huh.
So, like, even on the second coming of the Messiah, we believe that that's when he will rule.
So this prophecy is what? The word Bethlehem was mentioned?
Well, he did come from Bethlehem.
I mean, that's what the book says, but he didn't rule Israel. So, like, why would you take this to be a prophecy about Jesus?
Well, because even with that being said, like, but we do know that the Messiah's second coming will be his conquering reign in Israel specifically.
There's no second coming.
And even where it says that his origins are from Ancient of Days, the Ancient of Days is specifically his divine origin, which would be the Father.
So if we actually go and look at, I gotta find it. Sorry, one sec. Oh, here it is. Yes. If we look at an actual messianic prophecy for Jeremiah, we can see how Jesus will never fulfill this. And it just totally defeats him. Like, Hebrews can cope all day about it, but it doesn't help. The days are surely coming, says the Lord, when I will fulfill the promise I made to the house of Israel and the house of Judah. In those days and at that time I will cause a righteous branch to spring up for David, and he shall execute justice and righteousness in the land. So some people think that the righteous branch here would be the Messiah. In those days Judah will be saved, and Jerusalem will live in safety. Didn't happen. This is the name by which it will be called, the Lord is our righteousness. For thus says the Lord, David shall never lack a man to sit on the throne of Israel, the house of Israel, but he does lack that. And the Levitical priests shall never lack a man in my presence, to offer burnt offerings, to make grain offerings, and to make sacrifices for all time. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Thus says the Lord, if any of you could break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that day and night would not come at their appointed time, only then could my covenant with my servant David be broken, so that he would not have a son to reign on his throne, and my covenant with my ministers, the Levites. Just as the hosts of heaven cannot be numbered and the sands of the sea cannot be measured, so I will increase the offspring of my servant David and the Levites who minister to me. Crazy, because none of that's happened, and it can't. It never will. Jesus
So you're
died,
saying
and
Okay,
God
so
said it can't be broken until you can separate day and night.
right, and you do know that as far as in Hebrews, in the book of Hebrews, it says that he's offering burnt sacrifices and he's actually intercession for us on our
Right, yeah.
behalf.
Do you not see how that's cope?
How?
So you don't see it.
Well, that's why I'm asking. Where specifically is the cope?
It's just making shit up to like cover up this problem.
How?
God said this will not change until day and night have been separated. You can't break this. And then Hebrews says, actually, things are changing. That's cope.
Okay, when you say day and night, do you believe that the Bible is speaking metaphorically or is speaking specifically?
It's speaking metaphorically about the covenant, right? That you can't, look, if any of you could break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that day and night would not come at their appointed time. So I think he's actually speaking literally. Only then could my covenant with my servant David be broken, so that he would not have a son to reign on his throne.
Okay,
I do
notice what
believe
it
this
says
is
right there.
literal.
Okay, notice what it said right there. So that the day and night would not come at their appointed time, right?
Mm,
Okay, at the crucifixion narrative of Jesus, does
that's
this
fucking
happen?
wild. You're saying that because the sun dimmed or stood still or whatever the fuck it did, that's what it was? That it's fulfilling this?
Does that specifically happen in the narrative of Christ's crucifixion?
Okay. So you think that the covenant was broken because that happened.
Well, is that what it says right there? If any of you could break my covenant.
When did
with
it
the day-
happen? When did it happen? When did that
Well-
happen when Jesus died? What time was it?
It would be specifically in the 3rd and the 9th hour. So in the 3rd and 9th hour, where
Is that
and
the
you know what's-
appointed time that day and night come? Or are you saying like because what does it say exactly? Doesn't it say that the sun
it says-
turned red or something?
it was a solar eclipse. So basically, the sun was not giving its light during the day.
That's not the same as night.
Well, it says with the day, break my covenant with the day, so that the day would not come at its appointed time.
1 second. Probably doesn't work, Brenda. Sorry, Brenda. I'm sorry. It probably doesn't work. I'll check with it later. I don't want to fuck with it right now. Okay, so let's see. And so the stuff about the Levites, all of this stuff, God was just like, didn't know what was going to happen. He didn't realize his plan.
Well, no, what's crazy is that even at the crucifixion narrative, on the 3rd and the 9th hour where Jesus cries out, those are specifically the hours where the high priest would actually give their offerings during the Passover festival.
Yeah.
So during these specific hours, that's Christ literally fulfilling his high priestly function.
This is very interesting. I hadn't heard this apologetic yet. Let's see. Jesus, death. Because it's like a solar eclipse, covenant, day and night. Crucifixion darkness is an event described in Synoptic Gospels in which the sky becomes dark in a daytime during the crucifixion of Jesus, roughly 3 hours. Most ancient and medieval Christian writers treated this as a miracle. Believe that one of the few episodes of the New Testament which were confirmed by non-Christian sources. No, it's not. Modern scholars have found references to early historians to accounts of this event outside of the New Testament, although no copies of the reference accounts survive. What? I don't understand. We found references, but no copies survive? Like,
Well, actually, I would say that one of the references would also be Psalm 22, which actually even established it more.
so here's the thing. You need to think about this more critically. Anything in the New Testament, they had the Old Testament. So anything that they wrote into there, they just look at the Old Testament and they say, like, maybe I put this in there. Maybe I put this in there. So you got to think about it like that. right? That's where you need to have a baseline. They had the book, they knew what it said. There's no reason to believe that they weren't influenced by it. But
No, I
I'm
mean,
really,
yeah, like, fair enough. Like fair enough. I'll grant you that. But I also believe that it was the establishment for pretty much like a gauge to know like what to look for, pretty much.
I mean, like, that's the point of the prophecies, is that it's supposed to be that these are specific things that you can look for, and when they happen, the prophecy is coming true. The problem is that the New Testament just takes like bits and pieces. It takes words, right? Bethlehem, Jesus. We need the Messiah is supposed to come from Bethlehem, so we'll make Jesus born in Bethlehem, and that solves this problem. And then we'll say that it's a spiritual ruling, and that solves that problem. Like, that doesn't actually do anything. It's just making up a story. But really want to see if anybody has talked about this in view of Jeremiah, because it's like, that's a pretty good, like, I can't think of how to get around what you're saying here. Maybe you're right about that. It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land or earth until 3 p.m, while the sun's light failed, or the sun was eclipsed and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. It appears that Luke may have originally explained the event as a miraculous solar eclipse. The majority of manuscripts of the Gospel of Luke have the Greek phrase eskotithio helios, the sun was darkened, but the earliest manuscripts say tau helio eklipontos, the sun's light failed, or the sun was in eclipse. This earlier version may have been amended by later scribes to correct what they assumed was an error, since Passover occurs during a full moon, but a solar eclipse occurs during a new moon. Furthermore, a total eclipse could mean darkness at one location. Kind of the crucifixion, generally apocryphal writers.
Well, I mean, even that Passover is actually a 7-day festival, so they would have to substantiate that, you know, it would be specifically on the moon that all this was occurring.
But suggests that the author of Matthew's Gospel changed the mark and text slightly to more closely match this source. Commentators have also drawn comparisons with the description of darkness in the Genesis creation narrative with the prophecy regarding midday darkness by Jeremiah. I think that might actually be a different thing. And with an end times prophecy in the book of Zechariah. Nobody's talking about this actual thing that you said, which I think is pretty interesting. Did you just make that up on the fly, or like, have you heard this before?
Well, no, it's because, like, specifically when Christ cries out, you know, my God, why have you forsaken me? He's quoting Psalm 22. And I believe in Psalm 22, a little bit further down, it does talk about the sun darkening or something like that.
Right. Jesus can quote Psalms all day long. I don't care about that. Jeremiah is very particular about something. And this argument about the covenant thing is strong. I think it's actually strong. Like, am I wrong, Chad? It seems like it's defeated. I can't rely on this anymore. I have to think about it some more because not saying that I'm like a believer, but I'm saying that like this writing may be covering up, making that connection enough that it's like, oh, okay. It still aligns well enough that I can't really say this prophecy is definitely off the table, which is what my intent was.
Like, granted, like I will, you know, agree with you that, you know, I do believe that the gospel writers and not just even then, but like even after that, the New Testament writers were also, you know, like trying to see where specifically they can fit Christ within the messianic narrative. And so I do believe that once they go back to the prior testament, they are able to like fit him within the gaps based off of his life.
I think that's kind of a problem, because like, you know, a lot of people were not expecting Jesus to be like this humble servant kind of person. They're expecting this king, and it's because God was very clear about who it would be, right? And so it seems just so hard for you to believe that like this is the same God, that he's like, forget the old laws, fuck them. Even though Jesus said to follow them, somehow later Paul says don't worry about it, and so it's okay. And like, he's also like, you know what, that covenant thing, I actually did change my mind, and I did this super obscure like darkness thing that's only in one of the books. I don't think it's anywhere else, is it?
Well, what if I were to propose to you that the Jews were actually waiting for two specific messiahs?
Okay.
So in Judaism, there's actually a concept of a Messiah, son of Joseph, and this specific Messiah would pretty much correlate with the narrative of the humble, um, passive type person that was depicted within the person of Christ. So the Davidic Messiah, what's crazy is that he also fits this role, but it would be the second coming Messiah, pretty much.
In Jewish eschatology, Messiah ben Joseph, or Messiah ben Joseph, also known as Messiah bar ben Ephraim, is a name for a Jewish Messiah believed to be from the tribe of Ephraim and a descendant of Joseph. This figure's origins are much debated. Yeah, I don't know enough about this. Let's see. Some regard it as rabbinic invention, and others defend the view that its origins are in the Torah. Jewish tradition alludes to four messianic figures called the four craftsmen from a vision found in the book of Zechariah. The four craftsmen are discussed in the Babylonian Talmud. Hannah bar Bizna, attributed to Simon the Just, or Simeon the Just, identifies these four craftsmen as Messiah ben David, Messiah ben Joseph, Elijah, and the righteous priest. Each will be involved in ushering in the messianic age. That's interesting.
And also, like the first time we ever see the word Messiah, it's in reference to a priest, according to, I believe it's in Leviticus chapter 4. So even if they were to be waiting specifically for like a conquering king, like just scripturally, based off of the scriptures, the first time the function is ever used, it's in reference to a priest.
So why don't you believe there are four messiahs?
Well, I do. Like even if we were to, if I were to go with the narrative of four messiahs, I still do believe that the person of Christ is the one who completely fulfills all four functions within his life's ministry of 3 years.
Assuming he comes back and like reigns or something.
Right.
What about all the times that he said, like, you know, people are not going to die before, they will not taste death before I, come back in my glory?
Yes. So like when he says that, there are some of you here who will not taste death before seeing the glory or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like even in the next
you think it's a transfiguration?
Yeah.
You think he meant when he said some of you not taste death, he meant like actually all of you, because it's like a week later. That's so stupid. Like, I don't know why anyone would think that.
Well, I mean, he just says some, like, so it's kind of like singling out like a specific group. I would say.
And you think some of them died between that time?
No. Like I'm saying that they didn't, like, because of the fact that
if some do not taste death, then some do. That's the implication. The way he phrases it is, this is going to happen soon, but it's like within our lifetimes. Just some of you are going to die before it happens. That's what he's saying. But people are like, no, he means like in a week.
No, he says that you will not taste death.
Yes, some of you will not taste death, which means some of you will. If he said none of you will die, that would mean none of you will. And if he said all of you will taste death, that would mean all of you will. But some of you means that there's like a split, right?
Well, like even with that, right? Like let's take that for example. So he shows them the transfiguration, and then right after that, mind you, this is Passover week. Well, not Passover week. It's leading up to the Passover week, and so specifically when this happens, he's unalived. You know, he pretty much gets crucified. But then later on, when he resurrects, he tells specifically Peter. He tells him specifically, "You're going to be unalived, XYZ, in this XYZ manner." Like, so he's even prophetic with the way in which he's going.
I don't care about that. Like, I'm talking about this prophetic thing he said about coming back from, like, in his kingdom.
I wouldn't say that right there was prophetic. I think he's just making a statement, like just saying, like, hey, some of you guys here will see my glory.
Hold on. No. So here's what he says specifically, right? Let me find it. Bible. Okay. The Son of Man is to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay everyone for what has been done. Truly I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. He didn't do this. He didn't repay anybody.
Well, no, because that's what he does whenever he comes back to his kingdom.
Do you think these are two separate thoughts in one in one paragraph?
Well, like I would say that you would have to read 28 and then go up to 27.
Why would I do that?
Well, because basically starting from 27, he's basically relaying the message that, hey, this is going to happen whenever he comes back. But just so you know, in 28, it's basically saying, just so you know, there's a group of you here that you're actually going to see the glory.
It's not just so you know. It's truly, I tell you. He's reiterating what he's saying in 27.
I'm just paraphrasing.
No. You're misunderstanding. You're paraphrasing, and that's bad because there's 2 verses. It's like 15 words. He's reiterating, and he's like trying to emphasize that he's coming back. He's going to repay everyone, and that some of them are going to see it happen. He's not saying I'm going to like in a week you're going to see me do the transfiguration and it's going to be cool. Like it seems really, really weak. This seems really weak to believe that he means that. Like I have no idea why I would believe that.
Okay, so like, you see how where it says you see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom?
They see the Son, yes.
So that means he's going to the kingdom. So he's transfigured while he's ascending into heaven, right?
What?
So pretty much when Jesus says, I am at the end of everything, and at the end of the gospel, he says, I am ascending to the Father.
This isn't ascending. This is coming.
Coming in his kingdom. His kingdom.
Do you think he's jerking off in the kingdom? What do you think he means by this?
No. Like he's going to the kingdom.
That's not what it says. Going and coming are different things. If it said I'm going to be going into the kingdom, that would be different than coming in the kingdom, right? Coming in the kingdom means he's coming with the whole kingdom, all the angels, God, everybody, trumpets are going, whatever. That's what he's trying to describe here. The Son of Man is to come with his angels in the glory of his Father. He will repay everyone for what has been done. Truly, I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. He's saying, this is coming in his kingdom. You're reading it backwards because your brain is backwards. Like you've been unable to really like actually understand what's being said here because somebody else told you what it says, and now you believe that more strongly than what the words on the page say.
So at the ascension, during the ascension narrative, does it not say that the angels go with him?
Let's see. When does that happen? So like the next transfiguration, 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John and led them up a high mountain by themselves. He was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became bright as light. Suddenly there appeared to them Moses and Elijah talking with him. Then Peter said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will set up 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, suddenly a bright cloud overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, This is my son, the beloved. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell to the ground and were overcome by fear. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, Get up and do not be afraid. Then they raised their eyes and saw no one except Jesus himself alone. So they're coming down the mountain. Jesus ordered them, Tell no one about the vision until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. The disciples asked him, Why? Then did the scribes say that Elijah must come first? He replied, Elijah is indeed coming, and I will restore all things. I tell you that Elijah has already come. They did not recognize him. They did to him whatever they pleased. So also the Son of Man is about to suffer at their hands. Then the disciples understood that he was speaking to them about John the Baptist. So no angels came. He didn't go up into heaven. None of that stuff happened. It's like not at all what he's talking about in this other passage.
Okay, so notice how it says that Moses and Elijah were there, right?
Mm-hmm. Are they angels?
So, well, that's why if we go to the Hebrew, the word malak, angels is actually referred to as prophets as well. So we do know that Moses and Elijah would be prophets.
So you think where he said, the Son of Man has come with his angels, this is the same word in Hebrew as it's used in when he talks about Moses, or like that's what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is that the word malak in the Hebrew, it covers the wide range of angels, prophets. It could also mean like specific like messengers, things of that nature.
And in Hebrew, the word for angel is malak, which directly translates to messenger. It refers to a divine or supernatural agent sent by God to deliver messages or carry out tasks, rather than describing their spiritual essence. In the Hebrew Bible, the same word can refer to both heavenly angels and human messengers. So you think that it's referring to when he says that, when he says, some of you will not taste death. This is the crazy leaps that you have to take, by the way. Some of you will not taste death. He means none of you will. In 6 days, you're going to see me transfigure. I'm going to come in the glory of my angels. He actually means I'm going to be hanging out with Elijah and Moses. And then when was it Elijah, I think? And then when he says that that he's going to repay everyone, he just didn't mean that. It just wasn't a thing he was going to do.
So like even when it says that repaying, right? So like would you say that he did not repay specific people when he was here on earth?
He did not repay everyone. That's what that says. I don't know. I don't know that I would say he didn't repay specific people. I don't know anything about that. I'm saying he did not repay everyone.
Okay.
So do you understand the stretches you have to make this work and how it's like nonsense?
Well, I mean, I understand the concept. Like, I know, I don't know specifically like how far specifically you've read. I'm not gonna presuppose or say anything. Like, I'm not judging you, honestly.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
No. Well, because like when you say that repay everyone, right? Like we do know that even according to him specifically, he's saying that he came so that the people who are blind, that they would see, and that the people who claim that they could see would be become blind.
That's nonsense. That doesn't mean anything. Do you think when he said he will repay everyone for what has been done, what do you think this means? You think it means people are going to become blind and not blind?
Well, even then, with that specific statement that he makes, I'm not saying that he's basically saying I'm gonna blind all these bad people. Like
it doesn't say blind at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so in the Gospel of John, he says specifically.
No, I'm talking about this. Why are you talking about the Gospel of John? Are you saying that when he's talking about this, he's talking about something that the Gospel of John talks about? They left. I think that they were trying to say that this is alluding to some other thing. And I don't know why I would believe that. And I don't know what it would mean. But these are the kinds of like weird stretches you got to do. I understand like the leaps in logic. I understand like the connections, but it's literally strings on a corkboard. Like it's just like, oh, what if we took this word and we connected it here and we connect this here and we kind of think about this way? I saw this great quote recently and I can't find it, but it was like, reason is when you, typology. Yes, typology. I think it's stupid. I think it's really, really stupid way to think about things. Yeah, all the Bible points to Jesus. I saw this great thing that was like, reason leads you to believe in things that like make sense. I gotta find it because it was like way better put. Christianity is like this idea of like, well, it's possible, right? And since God is all powerful and all things are possible to God, this possible thing is true. And like, that's just a crazy way to come to truth. Yeah, sorry, Doc. Follow me on YouTube. I'll try to be on tomorrow morning, I think, before Joel. I'll get the Discord fixed. Well, I had a pretty good discussion with that last guest. I'm sorry if I got a little too, a little impatient because they were like trying to jump to John. I'm truly confused about this verse where Jesus says that he's coming with his angels in the glory of his Father. To think that what he means here is within a week, I'm going to be here with Elijah and Moses and not repay people for what they've done. Apparently, this is also much in the future. Then he will repay everyone for what has been done, apparently way in the future. I don't know. I'm just not convinced of that. Sarkabisi, thank you for the suggestion, but I think I'm just going to go. I'm kind of like tired. I appreciate everyone coming by and watching. It's been really fun. Wow, we have like 16 people on YouTube. That's pretty good for like how there's not much going on. Good night, Brenta. Thank you for coming by. Thanks, Rimbles. Thanks, Tilting. I don't think yeah, I think some people actually missed it because it was at a weird time, so I should do one tomorrow. I still never figured out why. Hold on. Live transcription execution enabled. No overrides. Global. Thanks, Terrible Name. It sucks because you didn't get to see how cool it is. See if I can turn on the... Get it going tomorrow, though. I have this transcript. When I can run it, you'll see the words. And then they'll show up on the screen too. But oh no, Succubusy. Bedridden. And it doesn't sound like anyone's riding you in the bed, so that's not good. Use the community tab to get more YouTube engagement. Yeah, I guess I should, I don't know. Trying to like make this transcription app happen. I have like a website. You can pay me money to get transcriptions, but I want to like show everyone have it working, and then people will be like, oh, I see it, and then they'll be like, I have to get this for my live. Okay. Really want to play that song. Severely low on B12 and had nerve pains. Okay, yeah, get more B12. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let's see. Give us this day our daily bread. What's the part about forgiving? Forgive those who sin against trespass as we forgive those who trespass us. Kind of falls apart. Oh, I know. I'll play this. I'll play us out. Thanks everyone for coming by. So, Kabusi, I've heard that your diet is ass. I've heard that. I like this song so much. It's at the beginning of R.M. Brown's show. I don't know if anyone watches that. Not literal ass. It always puts me in a good mood, though.